Travel with Stevie Kim.
We're here with Adriano Zago. Adriano, tell us where we are and exactly what you do for this new estate.
We are in Serra Ferdinandea, just in front of what was Ferdinandea Island, which was a volcanic island who collapsed. And we are really nearby to Menfi, let's say. And this is a project, Serra Ferdinandea, from Oddo family and Planeta family.
So this is a JV venture?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, and your specialty is, of course, biodynamic farming, right? So I'm assuming that this entire new project is biodynamic?
Totally, from the beginning. And so we are building a polycultural organism, and where there are more or less 15 hectares of vines and other, let's say, 80 hectares of different crops in between forest and chickpeas, cereal, cows, and all the rest that we need to build a strong biodiversity and multifunctional farm.
So are you the usual, I would say at times fanatical biodynamic farming in terms of the cow horns, the manures in the cow horns and the lunar circle and the whole shebang?
Well, let's say, I don't know if I'm fanatic or not. I just know that I use biodynamic agriculture in different contexts since 20 years ago. And for me, that's easy because biodynamic works. And so I can see results in the soil, on the crop, on the vineyards, on the wine, and especially on the human being.
Give us a little flavor of what biodynamic farming is here for the Serra.
Well, that's quite easy because we are in front of a vineyard where we use biodynamic preparation for the soil and for the vines. We use green manure in order to increase the biodiversity and the organic matter on the soil, and we use compost that we add also in order to increase the organic matter of the soil, and that is also biodynamic. So respect the biodiversity and let inspire, but the biodiversity that is here originally, and use that in order to put this biodiversity into that. And again, build the polycultural farm surround the vineyard. So that's a little touch in order to what means practically do biodynamic into the Serra Ferdinandea.
Is there anything special about this place?
Well, yes, that's quite a lot because we are in, let's say, in an in-touch beautiness. And so we are on the top of Monte Cirami, and the idea is to respect everything around that, planting just a little vineyard there and there where we found the best terroir about soil and climates, and incorporate all the vineyards and all the crops, again, cereal and chickpeas, everything in the genetic-based variety, into this marvelous place. The beautiness is the specialty of this place. We are in between here and the seafront at 500, 600 high meter.
So how do the moderating effects of the mountain, the altitude, the wind, and also the moderating influences from the seaside, how do they affect the farming?
Well, this is one of the most interesting climates in Sicily about freshness, because on summertime it never go up, to the classical Sicilian temperature, and is special for the quality wine, and the climate on the wintertime for the same reasons is not so strong. So we can build a very strong fertility of the soil because we don't never have, let's say, a lot of cold on the wintertime, a lot of hot on the summertime, and is a very special about climate for vineyards and wine.
Okay, so when will be the first vintage?
Well, the first vintage was 3 years ago.
Right. Oh, so you're producing wines already?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you producing?
Well, the variety planted here are Nero d'Avola, Syrah, about red wine, and Sauvignon Blanc, and Grillo about the white varieties.
So what is the signature wine for this new estate?
Well, there are kind of three wines. There are three wines, a blanc, a rosé, a bianco, a rosé, sorry, and a red wine. And the variety are mixed because the two family are, you know, iconic from France and Italy, so they want to use the two varieties for that.
Okay. One last question. What would you say to the skeptics of, you know, biodynamic farming?
Well, drink a good wine and don't ask if it's biodynamic or not, and you will discover in many cases that the good wine are already biodynamic, because the best icons all around the world are choosing the biodynamic for increase the quality of the soil, the process, and the wine.
Okay, and that's a wrap.